And greetings, gamers. Yes, it's been a while indeed. But one of the reasons it took so long to get here is because, as you can see, I'm using a new interface to play this game. Or games, or read these books, I guess. Yeah, I prefer this interface. It's one of the tools you can get on the website, the same website I showed before, Project AON. Um, Yeah, the good thing about this one though is that it more or less does the hard work for you. That then you can set various settings, like difficulty settings, make the game easier, harder for you. For example, I made it so I can dual wield, because you know, I see the I see the Kai warriors as sort of rangers, and rangers can dual wield. God damn it, it's one of their defining traits. Any D&D player will agree with me. So yeah, I basically played back to this point. As we remember, this Kalgoth beast, if we get hit once, we're dead. So, I have a 33 combat skill. Yeah, there's, I more or less did the same kind of stuff. As you can see, I got the Kalte fire sphere, I got a padded waistcoat, got a crystal star pendant. It's kind of nice when you hover over some items, it'll show you, you know, it's just like a nice friendlier version of things. And here you have a journal, so every single thing I've done, or was noteworthy as it were, is now listed. So this saves per profile, or in a campaign sense. So when you restart a campaign, obviously everything turns back to 0. But you can continue your campaign, you can continue it at any time. As you can see, we're now on book 3, so book 2. Book 2 more or less went the same way, I think. Took animal kinship, went through the thing. You know, got the summer sword. But now we're here. Oh yeah, also you can see a log of all your battles, which is kind of fun. You can see a round per round basis of every single battle I fought. And yeah, you can have your storage, lost items, even a certificate if you want to be all official. Yeah, so without further ado, yeah, so as I was saying, this is a very nice thing to have. Yeah, I took Mind Shield as the ability for book 3. I can't remember if that was the one I took or not, but yeah, I think I actually got an extra combat skill or an extra endurance point in the rolls. I forget. So yeah, I've saved. So now let's fight this guy. In theory, I should be okay. The pure, see, I get a +2 from dual wielding, +8 from the summer sword, +2 from my shield. See, it actually shows you what you get. It takes everything into account. Shows you your combat ratio, does the random number, and then shows you where on the graph you end up. I killed him in one hit. Kapoom! As I said, the Kai endures. You notice that the Kalgoth has a blue triangle of stone on a chain around its neck. Suddenly, you realize the significance of this strange amulet. Grabbing the blue stone, you race back to the fortress door and press it into the wall recess. It is a perfect fit. You become aware of a faint tremor running through the ledge on which you are standing, followed by a grinding noise of stone upon stone. The door is open, but it has only opened 3 feet when there is a loud crack and it starts to close. Without a second hesitation, you dive into the fortress and hear the massive door crash shut behind you. Okay, so let's grab the triangle. And also, yeah, the special items, the limit on them is null and void, so I can carry as many as I want, at least for now. Yeah, not a lot of people. I didn't expect, I mean, I didn't announce this. I announced it 5 minutes before I was gonna stream. Not many people are interested, I suppose. I don't care. It's going on YouTube anyway afterwards, so don't worry about that. The corridor in which you now stand is far warmer than the icy cavern outside. For the first time in many days, you can lower the hood of your cloak and remove your mittens without risking frostbite. You notice that the stone passage ascends to a landing where another passage branches off to the east. Blows hang at regular intervals along the arched ceiling, their unnatural light illuminating the carved walls. As you approach the landing, you notice an arch. Why is that beeping all of a sudden? There you go. Problem solved. Indeed. More might come. I don't care. It's you people I want to see. So where was I? Head cloak. Remove your mittens without risking frostbite. You notice that the stone passage ascends to a landing where another passage branches off to the east. More blows hang at regular intervals along the arched ceiling, their unnatural light illuminating the carved walls. As you approach the landing, you notice an archway leading into a small room beyond. A strange sight meets your eyes. Ragged furs, pottery shards, and the debris of hundreds of years seem to have been thrown into this chamber. A large lever protrudes from the wall beside the archway. If you wish to enter the room and investigate the contents, turn to 38. If you wish to pull the lever, turn to 163. If you wish to explore eastwards along the passage, turn to page 237. You see, a small room, ragged debris, basically junk, thrown inside the chamber. I'm thinking this is the garbage thing. The lever will just drop everything into the garbage chute. So if I go into there, someone's gonna pull this lever. I just know it. It's a trap, essentially. But yeah, you want me to do it anyway? I can save and do it. That's the good thing about this. That's a yes. So let's investigate it. Okay, after 10 minutes of searching the room, you discover an old fur backpack. I already have one. And a long coil of rope. Ooh, take. Okay, I need to discard an item from the backpack. I took a fur blanket from the shop in book 2. I figured, you know, Kalte, it's cold. I'll get rid of... I'll get rid of this healing potion. I got enough healing. I got 9 worth of healing. And the rope is handy, not gonna lie. You may take the backpack only if you do not wear one, but the rope counts as 2 backpack items. Ah. So that's why, yeah. Finally satisfied that there's nothing else of significant value, you leave the room and continue. Oh, so it wasn't a trap. I'm sure that lever would have closed the door or something, though. Levers are never good. You soon reach the bottom of a flight of broad stone steps that ascend northwards to a landing 30 feet above. The center of each step has been worn smooth by the feet of countless creatures that once inhabited the lower levels of cold Ikaya. As you climb, you wonder how long you will remain undetected. So far, you have neither seen nor heard any other living soul in these deserted passages. You have the element of surprise on your side. You now pray that Vonotar is unprepared for an intruder from the depths of his own fortress. You reach the landing and pass through an empty hall, towards a darkened archway beyond. Here, the passage splits and branches off towards the east and west. You are hungry and must eat. So you push the button, you push the thing, it does it for you. This thing is fan-fucking-tastic. Now, east or west? I'm going to say east. You walk along the passage for several minutes until it takes a left turn. To your dismay, you see that a huge fissure has opened, destroying most of the walls and floor of this new passage. The gaping hole is dark and wide. Ooh, we have the rope. Yay for the rope! A marble hangs from the ceiling directly above the fissure. If you wish to try and attach your rope to the bowl and swing across, turn to page 201. If you don't wish to risk falling into the fissure... Now let's Indiana Jones this bitch. I'll save it for the purposes of not having to replay countless pages. Save scumming for the win. The bowl creaks and splinters of stone fall from the ceiling as you swing across the black fissure. But you are lucky. The rope holds, and you land safely on the other side. With a flick of your wrists, you retrieve the rope and set off along the passage. You have gone only a few yards when you notice an arched stone door to your left, adorned with strange carvings. These carvings depict hundreds of skeletons, entwined around smooth blocks of stone. To the side of the door you see that a lever in the wall is raised. Like I said, levers are always bad things. Never pull the lever. You want me to pull the lever? It's a trap. I know it is. Maybe I'm just paranoid. I don't know. Okie dokie. Everyone just, yeah, do it. Do it, motherfucker. Ooh, the stone door grinds open to reveal a small, dimly lit chamber. A black monolith 8 feet high stands directly in front of you. It is covered with strange symbols. You advance to get clearer look when the door suddenly begins to close behind you. There is no lever inside the chamber. God damn it, game. If you wish to take a dive through this shrinking gap. Is that sort of like a code? So if you look, squint your eyes, you see something, or left or right? Yeah, we're not staying where we are, we're jumping through the gap. Oh god! The door is closing fast. There's very little space left through which to escape. I'm gonna lose some shit. I know I am. That's probably a death. Yeah, unfortunately, you mistime your dive with disastrous consequences. Both of your legs are crushed by the closing door, and you slowly bleed to death. Yeesh. Reloading! Like I said, levers are always a trap. You follow this passage northwards until it turns abruptly towards the west. A few yards ahead, a flight of stone steps ascends to an archway 30 feet above. Just past the staircase, you notice another stone door with a lever in the wall next to it. The lever is raised and the door is closed. Investigate the door. You depress the lever and the stone door slides aside to reveal a large chamber. It is cold, stale and empty, except for a granite chest lying near the east wall. I know I just said levers are a trap, but God help me, I'm an adventurer, you need to plunder this shit. The faces of a grotesque and distorted creature adorn the surfaces of the chest. Their obscene expressions and unnatural proportions make you shudder with revulsion. Set into the center of the lid is a large stone block carved with a hideous face, the mouth of which is shaped around the keyhole. And we actually do possess the silver key. In case I didn't get it last play, I got it when I defeated the Kelgoth, that serpent thing. When it died, it sort of like exploded, melted, and in its corpse was the silver key. We burnt our hands, which is why I wanted this. Yeah, if you check this damage here, the second is starvation, the third is other. That other was basically me being burnt, which my thing doesn't heal apparently. So I possess the silver key. Ooh, this looks great. You insert the key and turn it clockwise. A click confirms that it works. Slowly, the shank of the key slips from your grip and disappears into the lock, and the great stone lid opens to reveal a magnificent silver helmet. 6 cents. You sense that this helmet has magical properties that can aid you in combat. You detect no evil surrounding this item or the stone chest chest in which it lies. Fuck yeah, I'll take it. Despite its size, the helmet puts on silver helmet. Yay, silver helmet. Feels light and comfortable. Mark it on your action chart as a special item. If worn during combat, it will increase your combat skill by 2 points. The lid of the chest slowly closes and you leave the chamber. Elated by a magnificent discovery, you continue along the corridor and explore the staircase ahead. I'm very happy about that. We got one of the unique items. So yeah, levers always a trap. Talk about eating my own words. If you're already wearing another helmet, you must discard it if you wish to keep this new find. The text is somewhat ambiguous on this matter, but it is likely that the combat skill bonus is magical in nature and not the result of any physical protective value it might have, which may very well be nil. That's interesting, considering, you know, the silver helmet. I think a normal helmet gives you +2 endurance points. I could be wrong. I don't think it's combat, a normal helmet. I could be wrong, but there we go. So that one gives you combat instead of health, which, not gonna lie, kind of useful. Okay, you climb over 100 stone steps before arriving at a narrow landing. Go lock roll! 5. Ooh, barely made it. Considering you had to add 3 if you had hunting, I'm guessing the 5 to 9 was a good thing. To your right, you notice that a stone door is cunningly concealed by an intricate wall carving. A close examination of the carving reveals a lever. God damn it, this game with the levers. Well, it's good before. The stone door moves slowly to one side. It reveals a narrow archway that is full of billowing and swirling mist. Hiding whatever it is that lurks beyond, you note a severe drop in temperature. Okay. You have the Kai discipline of 6th sense, and you have reached the Kai rank of Guardian, which I have. You can do this. You can sense the presence of a powerful life force beyond the misty arch. As you concentrate, you suddenly recall a tale told to you when you were a mere child. The legend of the Vagadin Gate. This was a tale of ice demons and how they once fought a war to be able to leave their world and come to Kalte. They were formless creatures without a shape and substance, and existed as pure energy in another dimension. Beyond the confines of space and time, the ice demons discovered the Vagadin Gate, a sort of door between their world and Magnamund. They fought each other to enter this gate, unaware of the fate that awaited them. The ancients had also discovered the gate. As the ice demons passed through the Vagadin, their spirits were imprisoned in crystals by their cunning ancients, who harnessed the power of the ice demons to build a Kaya. The Miller bowls that light the fortress each contained the spirits of lesser ice demons trapped within. You also remember that the tale warns against destroying the crystal prisons. If an ice demon is released, it will seek to claim the body of its rescuer. Forewarned by your Kai skill, you entered the Misty Arch. That was good to know. Don't rescue that shit. You enter a massive chamber, ill-lit and icy cold. A hidden temple of the ancients. The floor is made from slabs of quartz and granite and is littered with rock and ice. Your eye follows a line of tall pillars leading towards a sacrificial altar set into an alcove in the northern wall. Upon this altar lies a strange statue which seems to be carved from smooth white stone. At its head and feet, black staves rest upright in holes bored into the altar stone. To the left of the altar, there is a darkened archway through which a flight of stairs ascends out of view. If you wish to cross the temple and advance toward the staircase, turn to page 60. If you wish to cross the temple floor by stepping only on the quartz flagstones, turn to page 160. This is gonna be a Indiana Jones. I can sense it. Only step on the eyes. Quartz? Okay. As you step onto the quartz, you sense a vibration that runs up your leg to your knee. You see that within the flagstone, a dull light pulsates and a humming sound can be heard emanating from the altar. With your heart pounding, you prepare yourself for an attack and slowly advance. God damn it, game. Should have chose granite. You have taken less than a dozen steps when a brilliant crackle of blue energy arcs between the two staves. You see the white statue beginning to move, as if activated by the surge of power. If you wish to attack the creature before it rises from the altar, turn to page 150. If you wish to remain perfectly still and prepare for combat, turn to page 31. If you wish to run to the darkened archway. Now we gotta get aggressive, let's charge this bitch. You blow splinters of the smooth white surface of the statue. A freezing blast of wind hisses from the crack, and within seconds, a film of glistening ice covers every inch of the chamber. Unless you have applied Bacna oil to your skin, you lose 2 endurance points due to the sudden drop in temperature. Now, I'm pretty damn sure that in my last playthrough, I did apply that. Sadly, in this one, I didn't. So, boo-hoo. Small price to pay for coming back to life. To your mounting horror, you see that the wind is taking the shape of a small cyclone. It is drawing all the loose ice and rock of the chamber towards its core. You have released an ice demon and is intent on your destruction. We do possess the fire sphere, but you know, summer sword trumps fire sphere, so. The raging wind tears at your clothes and bombards you with sharp flumes of ice and rock. As you raise the summer sword, an intense howling fills your ears. It is the cry of horror and desperation. You strike at the core of this demon, slicing through the cyclone and into the fabric of its very being. In an instant, the wind and the ghastly wailing cease. All that remains are the shattered pieces of a hollow statue, scattered on the floor. I can't expect you to refresh YouTube all the time. God damn it, I will. I guess I'll search the altar. You know, loot. You carefully examine the altar and the two black staves protruding from its surface. The crackling arc of energy that linked these staves seemed to die at the very moment you plunged the somersault into the cyclonic demon. You notice that where the statue had lain, two stone buttons have now risen from the surface. Oh boy. Oh god. Sixth sense. You sense that these buttons are an ancient lock of some kind. If pressed in the correct order, they may reveal a secret compartment or chamber. There is also the possibility that if pressed in the wrong order, they may activate a trap. Save? Just in case it's an instant death. You know, if it's not, I'll keep going. The stone buttons rise less than an inch above the smooth altar surface. You notice that they are each surrounded by strange, barely perceptible hieroglyphics. Or hieroglyphs, sorry. Don't know the difference between the two. Eroded by the passage of time. You now have to decide in which sequence you will press the buttons. If you possess the kind discipline of mind over matter, you can depress the buttons without actually touching them. I guess left. Okay, a secret compartment. Yes! I'm the man! Secret compartment slides open at the base of the left altar staff. Inside, you discover a small statuette, a stone effigy. Okay, that looks kind of weird. I wonder if I pressed the right one, if I would have... It probably was a trap. If you wish to activate the buttons again, turn to page 65. I'm saving. Instant death. That's the only thing. If it hurts me, then it hurts me. But the buttons have jammed. No matter how hard you try, you cannot make them budge. You have no choice but to abandon the altar and leave the temple by the northern archway. Oh well. As you pass through the archway, you notice a lever set into the dark stone wall. You pull it, and a door slides across, sealing the temple behind you. The temperature is warmer, and you can hear a low rumbling sound somewhere in the distance. Ahead, you can see a light at the end of a dark passageway. You discover that it is shining out of an oblong portal close to the floor, through which you can see a corridor 10 feet below. If you wish to squeeze through the portal and drop into the corridor, turn to page 208. I don't see why I should squeeze through. But just continue. You advance into the darkness, feeling ahead with your weapon for any obstruction. For some distance, the tunnel continues northwards before turning sharply to your right. A few feet ahead, you can now see light streaming from another portal. Beyond this is a staircase that descends into the dark. Oh, I thought there was light at the end of it. Okay, if we're continuing in the dark, I'll go through the portal now. 20 feet directly below the portal, you can see a man dressed in a dark cloak. He is kneeling in the center of a large pentagram, which is chalked on the floor in the dingy cell. Okay. If you decide to remain silent, leave the portal and continue on your way, just ignore this. Yeah, the guy's, you know, he's got a pentagram on the floor. He's gotta be good, right? The man jerks his head back as if suddenly woken from a trance. Who's there? He whispers, his deep-set eyes peering into the gloom above. Is anybody there? Or does madness now befriend me? You extend your hand through the portal, and chant a wave to show your whereabouts. The gods be praised! He cries, jumping excitedly to his feet. My name is Tygon. I am a merchant from Ragadon. Ooh, Ragadon. We've been there. The ice barbarians kidnapped me and my cargo and brought me here. I now await an audience with their new Brumalmach, the summoning sorcerer called Vonotar. It seems that he will decide my fate. If you free me, I'll help you as best I can. If you have a rope, you can lower it through the portal and help the man to climb out of his cell. Fuck yeah, we're helping the man. In spite of his frail physique, the man climbs with surprising speed and dexterity. You pull him through the portal and retrieve your rope. The stairs, he says, pointing to the darkness. Our escape lies that way. But you had best take the lead. My eyes ail me. I have suffered the snow blindness and my vision is just a blur. You pack your rope and lead the way along the passage. You're about to descend the stairs when a pair of skeletal hands close around your throat from behind. A hideous cry betrays the merchant's true identity. He is the Helghast, the deadly, shape-changing servant of the dark. Serves me right for trying to help someone, eh? And he has tricked you into releasing him from his cell. He is intent on murdering you. You desperately gasp for air as the skeletal fingers tear and burn at your throat. We lose 6 endurance points. Ouch. If you are still alive, you can break free from his steely grip. You must now fight this creature to the death. Due to the surprise of the Helghast attack and the injury he has inflicted on your throat, you are unable to swallow any portions prior to combat. God damn it, game. As you draw your mighty blade, a golden glow illuminates the darkness of the passage. The Helghast shrieks and steps back, its eyes glowing red with hatred and fear. It recognizes the power you wield, a power that can bring about its eternal destruction. In desperation, it attacks you with a powerful mind blast. Unless you possess the Kai discipline of Mind Shield, you must lose 2 endurance points for every round of combat that you fight this creature. Guess what? Mind Shield. Booyakasha! The Helghast is immune to Mind Blast, but as one of the undead, it is especially vulnerable to the Summer Sword. Be sure to double all endurance points it loses. I think I got this. Especially considering I'm dual wielding with a sword, and I have a weapon skill in soul, so I get a +2 from the sword, a +10 from the Summer Sword. Yeah, I get a 35 combat. So +2 from the weapon skill, +2 from dual wielding, +8 from the Summer Sword, +2 from the shield, +2 from Silver Helmet. Forgot about that one. Okay, got a combat ratio of 13. I think I can one-hit kill him. Okay, 16 damage, but since I double it, because it's the Summer Sword, I do 32. He's dead. Okay. Another thing I like, it actually separates the damages, as you can see. So, first number is combat damage. That's the damage that heals with the healing skill. Second is starvation damage that only heals via eating. And the third is other damage, which doesn't heal to the best of my knowledge. At least I think. Maybe a potion heals it, but I'm not exactly willing to use one of my potions. Unless... Nah, I'll just heal if we run into trouble. The Helghast smoulders and decays at your feet, a vile green gas seeping from beneath its robes. As you stare at the remains, you realize that this creature must have been sent here to kill Vonotar by the Dark Lords. You crave Vonotar's death for his failure at the Battle of Holmgulf. The evil wizard must have discovered the Helghast and imprisoned it within a pentagram until it could devise some way of killing it for good. I figured the pentagram mean he was evil. Why did I listen to you in a chat? Eh? You bring me nothing but trouble. You gingerly touch your wounded throat and thank the gods that you wield the Summer Sword. Its power has once again saved your life. You turn and quickly descend the stairs, leaving behind the Helghast's foul remains. At the bottom of the staircase, you discover a new tunnel going northwards. You are about to follow it when your hand touches a lever protruding from the wall to your right. Closer examination reveals a secret door. Let's open the door, shall we? Because, you know, levers are always good. The door slides open to reveal a wide, well-lit corridor running north to south. The low rumbling noise you detected earlier seems much louder here than in the darkness of the passage behind. To your left, you see a door, and in the distance, a junction. You decide to close the secret door and continue exploring the dark tunnel. I'll investigate the junction. On the west wall of the corridor, you can see another stone door with a small spy hole cut into the center, revealing a cell on the other side. And the old man is huddled in the far corner of the cell, his face and hair matted with blood and dirt. His blue robes are so filthy that the crescents and stars embroidered on them are almost totally obscured. Crescents and stars, blue robes. That sounds familiar. It sounds kind of like... Where's my special... Ah, helmet. Yeah, Banadon. Banadon wore the same thing, so... I'm going to imagine this guy isn't a Hellgast. I'm going to imagine he's fucking Gandalf, and he's gonna... You shall not pass when I try to fight the Balrog. Or the ice version. What's the ice version of the Balrog? I'm not for. I have no authority on ice giants. Upon my soul, a Kai Lord! He exclaims, his eyes now widen with astonishment. How I've prayed for your freedom. Oh, for my freedom? I don't care for you, I didn't know you existed. For deliverance from this infernal place, and although hope never deserted me, I never expected such an illustrious rescuer. In the middle of his excitement, the old man is suddenly disturbed by a fit of coughing that leaves him pale and exhausted. It is a few minutes before he can speak again. My name is Loy Kimar. I am an elder of the Magician's Guild of Toran, he says, slowly removing a small crystal star pendant. The symbol of the guild from beneath his tattered robes. The guild is known as the Brotherhood of the Crystal Star, and the magician shows his pendant as proof of his identity. You ask him how he came to be imprisoned here in Ikaya, many hundreds of miles from his native Toran. Vonotar, that unspeakable wretch, is responsible for my plight. Days before the Dark Lord invasion of Summerlund, he betrayed your Kai masters to win power, the black power of death and darkness. However, he failed to play his part in the war plans his evil masters had laid. The Dark Lords do not tolerate such weakness. Mercy has no place in their brutal minds. In the bitterness of defeat, they sought to destroy Vonotar for his crime of failure. Vonotar knew that I possessed the only means to effect an escape from their vengeance. For my guild staff has the power of teleportation. Fuck yeah, teleportation. We're bringing Gandalf along, guys. I know his name's like Loy Kirma. No, he's fucking Gandalf. He tried to steal it and flee to the safety of Ikaya by himself, but he learned that its power is not for all men to share. Only I am blessed with its secret. He was angry and would have murdered my kinsman had I not agreed to bring him here, so I had no choice but to do so. Ever since I have been a prisoner in this cell, Vonotar has tortured my body and my mind, but I have not divulged the secret of my guild staff, which he now keeps in the hall of Gandalf suffers a stroke. Roll D9 to see if he survives. For if I were to tell him, my life will no longer be of any value. You tell Loy Kimar of your mission and of the events that have led to your meeting. He offers to show you a route through Ikaya to the hall of Rumalmak, where Vonotar now resides as ruler, and if you can retrieve his guild staff, he promises to teleport you to the coast in time for the rendezvous with your ship. Fuck yeah. For the first time since you fell into the Caverns of Kalte, you feel confident that your mission can now succeed. Kinda curious what these one notes mean, because there's no notes. I guess it's if you have the crystal star pendant, something happens, but... I do not possess a glowing crystal. The glowing crystal became an ice tornado which tried to kill me. Maybe that was the other thing I could get if I pushed the right button. I would have gotten the glowing crystal. Oh, maybe. Otherwise, yeah, he would have said, "Oh God, there's an ice giant. Are you mad?" "Follow me," says Loikimar. "I've listened to the sound of Ikaya for over a year, and the secret sliding doors and the hidden routes here are no mystery to me. I have learnt more about these corridors and passages from the confines of my cell than Vonotar has discovered with all of his cunning." You follow the old magician through a network of secret passages and tunnels, up long flights of stairs, and enter chambers dark and cold. At the top of one very steep staircase, you come to a stone door. A strange, sickly smell is seeping from a small spy hole. "The kitchens," whispers Lord Kimar, showing his distaste for Ikaya cuisine by sticking out his tongue and grimacing. I fucking love Gandalf, best character ever. You can see that his secret door opens next to a fireplace in which burns a roaring fire. Hanging over the fire is a large stone cauldron of gruel. Two ice barbarians sit at a nearby table with empty bowls in front of them. She possesses a potion of black grapeweed. Turn to page. I'm pretty sure one of these was a sleeping potion and the other one was poison. This is from a prior playthrough I did. But yeah. If you do not possess either of these potions, you can open the secret door and launch a surprise attack by Edion. Okay, fucking surprise. The ice barbarians are taken completely by surprise. You have killed one of them before the other has time to react to your attack. He is unarmed but determined to fight you. Listen, brah. I have double your combat skill. Even more than double. Just give up. It's cool. You know, I won't hold it against you, brah. Even with a 1, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. I'm fucking powerful, boys. I won again. It's enough. And we win. You drag the bodies out of the kitchen and prop them behind the secret door. When you return, Loikima is busy examining the bottles of herbs that line the kitchen shelves. He pockets several jars and mixes the contents of 2 others in a small stone bowl. He offers you a handful of the dry leaves and urges you to eat them. "They will restore your strength, lone wolf." You eat the sweet-tasting herbs and feel a warm glow radiating throughout your body. Restore? Yay! Everything's healed, because it was food. Lovely. I am now at full strength. "We're on the same level as the Hall of Brumalmak," whispers Loikimar, peering through a crack in the kitchen door. "It's at the end of this corridor." 2 ice barbarians stand beside the jewel-encrusted doors that lead to the great hall. They are covered from head to toe in strange bone armor and armed with crystal swords. The old wizard steps back from the door and says, "We must deal with them silently and swiftly." He takes 3 jars from his pockets and mutters a strange incantation as he mixes the contents together in a stone bowl. There's a pitcher of water on the table. He splashes a few drops onto the herbs and wisps a blue smoke arise. "They will silence the guards if you can move it close enough to them." I use my Kai discipline of camouflage. Loikima hands you some strips of cloth with which to plug your nostrils. You take a deep breath, pick up the bowl of smoking herbs, and leave the kitchen. Using your Kai discipline of camouflage to blend in with the shadows of the corridor, you edge your way nearer and nearer to the unsuspecting guards. You leave the bowl in the shadow of a pilaster? I'm gonna guess that's a pillar, and return to the kitchen to wait for it to take effect. In less than a minute, the ice barbarians collapse to the floor, and you approach the heart of Brumalmach, undetected. You are delighted to discover that one of the great jeweled doors is unlocked. Preparing yourself for an attack, you gently push the door ajar and enter Vonotar's chamber. I haven't saved it in a while. The Hall of Brumalmach is a vast chamber constructed of crystal blocks rising to a central plateau. On this stands the Brumalmach throne, as old as Ikaya itself. There, Vonotar sits, surrounded by the tomes of eldritch trappings of a necromancer. He is wrapped in study and does not see you enter the hall. He remains oblivious to your presence. That is, until Loikimar sneezes. "God damn it, Gandalf! Who dares disturb me?" he hisses, rising from the Brumalmach throne, his eyes searching for an intruder. Upon seeing you, he emits a horrified gasp and fumbles for his black staff. He has the look of a criminal who has been discovered in the act of some dreadful crime. Quickly, you raise your weapon and begin to climb the crystal pyramid. You know that you have little time to reach him if you are to overpower and capture him alive. You reach the edge of the plateau in time to see a wide circle of blocks descending around the throne. Between you and Vonotar, a deep moat is forming. Then, from the depths of the moat, you hear ghastly, inhuman gibbering. You brace yourself for combat, but are totally unprepared for the horror that now faces you. From out of the dark slithers a huge, ghoulish green monster. Its deformed head is a mass of tentacles and suckers that ooze a putrid black slime. At the center of this writhing mass, a hideous yellow eye pulsates. Vonotar has control over this monster, and he is directing it towards you. We possess the effigy! Fuck yeah, effigy! Release the Kraken! Let's go with full size? Yeah. I have to use it, I don't have a choice. You suddenly realize that you possess an effigy of this hideous creature. Taking the effigy from your pocket, you hold it before you. It begins to glow with a strange iridescence that holds the creature mesmerized. Vonotar has lost control of the creature, and it is yours to command. I fucking own a Kraken. Can I put that in my special items? Oh, you're Helgast? Release the Kraken. Okay. The wizard, realizing he has lost, retreats from the moat. Lokimar arrives at your side. He is breathless and is trying to say something to you. Use it, Lone Wolf. Send it against Vonotar. You will the monster to capture and hold Vonotar, and it instantly obeys your command. The traitor shrieks with terror and faints as the slimy tentacles close around him. You notice Lokimar hurl a handful of powdered herbs into the moat. Within seconds, a mass of vines and creepers coil upwards, forming a bridge across the moat to the Brul Malmak throne. Once safely across, you will the creature to release Vonotar and return to the moat. Obediently slips into the darkness, and the crystal block slowly rises. Oh, come on! We wanted to keep the Kraken. You knew the effigy? I didn't. Tie him, Lone Wolf, shouts Lokimar as he... So I don't get a final boss? That kinda sucks. I wanted to fight something. Okay, as he searches for his guild staff, and be sure to strip him of his rings and amulets. He is a mastery of trickery. He will not want him to miss his special homecoming to Sommerlund. You follow Lokimar's instructions and make sure that Vonotar is secured tightly. Oh, whatever. Here she is, the old magician eventually cries, triumphantly discovering his guild staff amongst the tangles of vines at the base of the throne. Apparently, it's a she. That says load about Gandalf I don't want to get into. He is anxious to leave, so you thank him for his help and pass him your map of Kalte, pointing out the position of the ship Cardinal. Those of you at home who have forgotten, said map. Kalte. We were meant to rendezvous over here? No, here. Pretty sure it was here. Could be wrong. I'll not be needing that, he replies. Maps are invariably wrong. I prefer to rely on my own sense of direction. Oh god. Lokimar raises his guild staff, and a dazzling beam of light flows from its tip. He makes 3 wide sweeps of the air, and the hall of Brumalmak is transformed into an umbrella of color. A reading rainbow. As the colors fade, you become aware of the sudden drop in temperature. You now stand upon the Luchhide shelf, at a point less than a half a mile from where the Cardinal lies at anchor. Lokimar and Vonotar are close by, both shivering in the chilled morning air. Within minutes, you are sighted by the ship's lookout, and the longboat is dispatched. As a wriggling Vonotar is hoisted unceremoniously aboard the Cardinal and deposited in the brig, the captain is the first to congratulate you on your skill and daring. But how did you manage to return so quickly? He asked incredulously. We were not expecting you for another 10 days. Let us say, interrupts Lokimar, because you are a silent protagonist and can't speak, that the wisdom of the Kai and the law of the Magicians' Guilds can surpass the limitations or even time itself. A puzzled expression crosses the captain's face, but it is gradually replaced by a smile as he begins to understand the magician's curious answer. Your journey to Hans Cavern is swift, but you are saddened by your memories of the brave guides that were left behind. Never forget. What was it? There was Tyron. Tyron was one, I think. He was the one who rubbed shit over me in the alternate timeline where I died. Okay. Your arrival in the port is greeted by an anxious crowd. They fear that your early return is a sign of your mission's failure. When the news of Vonotar's capture becomes known, your warrior skills are required once again. This time... What? Okay. In the defense of your enemy against the sheathing mob of outraged Sumlundin that assaulted Anscaven Goal, safe passage is eventually secured to Toran, where trial awaits the traitor. Yeah, the fuzz is a fan. It will more than likely be removed for YouTube. I will, edit the audio. But for live streaming, naturally, I can't. I mean, hey, let me just... Yeah, that didn't do much, did it? It's the computer, fan. It's a laptop. Can't be helped. Upon the dawn of the Feast of Mesman, in the depths of Guildhall of the Crystal Star, Vonotar the traitor is tried by his brotherhood and found guilty of his terrible crimes. He is led away in silence to the deepest chamber of the Guildhall, wherein lies the Dazian, a portal of total darkness, the door of an eternal prison from which there can be no escape. Basically, he was sent to the Black Hole. The Black Hole. Let's look at this again. The Black Hole. I just like saying the Black Hole. Okay, that's it. Vonotar is led away to the deepest chamber of the Guildhall, wherein lies the Dazian. You are the avenger of his crimes, and it is you who cast the wretched traitor into the limbo of Dazian. Your mission is now completed. You have survived the caverns of Kalte and freed Somlund from the menace of Vonotar, who we will never hear of again. I'd just rather say that in case there's, epic foreshadowing for what a twist. But the heat of battle and the challenge of a new and desperate quest awaits you in Book 4 of the Lone Wolf series, entitled The Chasm of Doom. It can be the chasm of nice things, or the chasm of rainbows, or... Later books will contradict what is said concerning Dazian. The portal Vonotar is thrown into is known as the Shadow Gate, which in this case is what leads to the Dazian Plane, a realm from which no one has ever returned. Yeah, no foreshadowing of the least. Oh well, so book 4 next. In this, because of this utility, I can go up to book 12. So I'll probably do that. No worries about that. But that will be for another time. For now, though, I'm happy about this. I mean, this video's gone on for quite a while. Let me check the time here. Yeah, 48 minutes. That'll do. That's about as long as the first half. So, yeah, thanks for watching, and tune in next time.